Uh, Good afternoon, everyone from wherever you are joining us. My name is Christian Seagateng. I'll be with you for this session. And before we go on, I would like to invite everyone, maybe from the comment section, to simply state where they're accessing us from so that we can appreciate the diversity of people who are joining. Kindly tell us where you are joining this broadcast from so that we can connect and know the diversity of people who are really into uh, joining us today. And I will start off by introducing myself, share a bit of what we do as an organization, and also share where are the opportunities in terms of piggybacking on them as young people, and also some of our upcoming programs to benefit people who are into this fora. And I bet I'll close off by providing contacts so that one can also be able to trace and follow us from wherever they are and be able to connect with us. As said, my name is Christian Seagateng. I'm having this live conversation from Rabat in Morocco, where I'm currently based for another work. But I'm approaching this live session to share through the organization called BW JOBS for Graduates, which is a youth-led organization that we co-founded in 2012 to address the alarming unemployment rate of young people, particularly looking at the space of young people who are graduating from institution. So it's a big deal that today we are turning 10 years of service, which is been possible by a majority of our people who are funding our platform. And started as a social media concept, the organization solemnly was looking into addressing the issues of employability for young people, particularly looking into making sure that we avail opportunities for them and taking advantage of the social media. I bet we all recall that back then we used to have what you call zero Facebook across all the networks from Orange, Mascom, and then Be Mobile. So we thought, why not take advantage of this platform and create a more like a group where people will be able to, one, share on the available job opportunities, so that because ultimately when we finish school, the allowance stop. And the reception was so good that we even realized that not only are young people looking for opportunities, but they are looking also at around issues of helping them to be employable. That goes to your simple things such as a CV, cover letter, preparing for the interview, so forth and so on. So we inculcated in that job readiness aspect of the program into our organization. And we ended up formalizing it in 2012 to make it an NGO where we'll be able to share that opportunities. We are very proud to say that currently we are sitting at over 500,000 people who access these opportunities or these services throughout the country and even beyond the Southern African continent. And I think this is what also makes the basis of our conversation today, to say we all are aware that youth unemployment is one of the greatest problems that is facing the continent, and Botswana is no exception to such. Hence, a need to channel our energies as individuals, as different stakeholders, from the government, from the corporate, and from individuals, and from civil societies such as us and others in the space which are doing that. So the main mandate also is to make sure that how then can we make sure that we exercise and write on the available opportunities to make sure that a lot of young people are not roaming in the street in search of non-existent job. I would like to quote one of the researches that was done by one Dr. Mpepeku of University of Botswana, who states that young people who graduate from universities are often accused of not being employable because of their attitude and also being able to meet the market needs and standards that are often needed by employers. And I bet this also sounds to all of us who are aware of that situation, where we might be knowing one of or somebody from our community who either graduated maybe 5, 3, 2 years down the line. And for those also who are also in the institution of learning, asking themselves the same question: where am I going post graduation, and how can I make sure that when I finish the program that I'm currently doing, how am I going to make sure that I become different from others, and also look into making sure that I can capitalize on either my skills, on my talents, to make sure that I don't want to appreciate to be one of the statistics. And I would also want to cover on the aspect of why we needed or how we are currently doing so, and how some of the success stories that we have really benefited. Like I said, we are a movement that has over 500,000 people which are part of us. And what we do is that we have some of the programs that we do run. One of them being the usual, where most of the people utilize the social media to access such. And I think this also speaks to the power of what social media can do, where now it created a platform where it can integrate all of people, rather running from potential employers, running from other peers which you can also benefit something from, and also people who can act as your mentors to make sure that everything gradually happens. And I would like to say this because ours is simply more like an ecosystem. We now share job opportunities that are available, where you can apply without having to worry about buying a newspaper or taking money to go to the notice board or these companies to look for such. So we're simply saying at the tip of your finger, you can be able to get into our platform, look for the available jobs that are there, and try to apply. And we also incorporate and inculcate other aspects to say, look, we know that young people are looking for employment, but that's not good enough. Because if you look into what we often get from these employers that we work for, is that, we've received quite a lot of applications from your platform, but we are complaining about this. One, either the CVs is not well crafted, or if it's good enough, you've crafted a good CV, you don't sell yourself during the interview stage. So we also want people to identify others who've gone before them, so that they can assist them with CV reviews, they can assist them with application, they can also assist them with any other thing that they need to prepare. So they do act as mentors, where they can adopt one or two and look into the CV and review. But also, us as an organization, we also do provide such where we have a program where we do that every Tuesday. We bring in different speakers, we bring in different HR people to come and tackle topical issues. It could be how social media really affects your employability, because I need to warn, and I know this is often one of the heated conversations, to say, employers saying that we don't need to express ourselves to the extent of even limiting what we say in social media. Because often at times, even when you are shortlisted, and you can get disqualified by the background check, where now people need to verify to see, one, your social media presence. What are you currently saying? Are you saying something which is building? Are you somebody who has a lot of traction that they can utilize to the advantages as an institution? Or rather, also, are you also coming forth to say that you would want to give and uphold the organization or the institution that you are going to work with for their organizational culture? So we do bring in different topical issues, ranging from applicant tracking system, from personal branding, leadership, so forth and so on. And the other thing is that we have another flagship program where we partnered with another organizations, where we can where we bring them together to do what we call the Botswana Youth Jobs Fair, where we call different employers, we call in different experts to come and convene for 3 days, where we can be able to share on available opportunities from these institutions. What does it need for you to be part of that organization and to work for that organization? So this is one of the programs that we also do. We also have a database where young people can be able to, or young job seeker can be able to register on. So this database simply allow you to register your full names, your qualification, where you are currently located, your experience, so that, say for example, if we have a company such as maybe Sefalana, you'd want to open a branch and hire in Molepolole, then we know that if they're looking for people in Molepolole, we simply extract those with that certain qualification of marketing, and we give to them, they shortlist, they interview, and they hire. Then that's how we also keep track record of such. So I would simply want to advise young people to look out for such. What I'll do to make sure that we follow up on this conversation is that during the evening, we'll also post in our platforms BW Jobs for Graduates, so how you can register and be part of that platform and database, so that you gain the opportunity to be picked by employers. And the other aspect that we are also tackling on is that we'd want to look into issues of voluntarism as an opportunity to make sure that we earn the relevant skills that we need. I think looking into this conference that is currently ongoing, part of it is that for young people to look into different opportunities that are available abroad, either regionally, to have the scholarship to study either for direct entry, master's or PhD. And I think one of the conversations that I had with Lepang was that we know, even as much as we do apply, often at times we are required in these applications to say, do you possess any leadership qualities? Do you possess any voluntary experiences that could also make you competitive from others which are also applying for the same program? And I would like to say that we do encourage a lot of people to go through our volunteering program. And if I look back to my team, we have a lot of volunteers which we seldomly want them to gain that required experience, either for their next job or either for the scholarship that they are willing to do. So simply we are saying that you don't need to be with us at the office to volunteer. You can volunteer remotely wherever you are. Just tell us what you want to benefit, what you want to acquire, then we can give you a role to fulfill, either for 6 weeks, for 3 months, for a year, for 2 years, so that at the end of the day, you become competitive. At the end of the day, you gain skills that you use either to apply for your scholarship or to apply for the other job opportunities that you'll be looking to venture into. So this volunteering opportunities also are available. What you can simply do is that you can inbox us if you want to do that. Then we take you through the process of what does it require for you to be a volunteer. We send you a volunteer form where you tell us which specific area you are looking to volunteer on, and your flexibility, whether you want to volunteer every Tuesday, or you want to volunteer remotely, or you want to volunteer in person, so that we know how to assign you. So we are simply taking anyone, whether you are from your Form 5, you are from your university graduate, you are currently an employer also who want to enhance your volunteering, accumulated the much needed time, you can also volunteer with that with us for that particular instance. And the other aspect that we also focus on is empowering our AGYW, which is the adolescent girls and young women, where we have clubs looking solemnly into empowering them and giving them the economic empowerment so that they can have resilient approaches. So we're simply looking for to look into the aspect of them analyzing and understanding what can they bring, because we all know that issues of unemployment comes with a lot of social vices, some of which include multi-concurrent partnerships, some of them which include a lot of things such as crime, so forth and so on. So these clubs are for that reason. And currently we have 5 active clubs in Maruapula, Gaborone Block 3, Molepolole, Kopong, and Mopane, which are looking for between 15 and 29 years, which can be part of these clubs. And we simply come on, discuss on different topical issues, look into what's your stronghold. Are you good in baking? Are you good in, preparing maybe flowers? Are you good in plating, making sure that you are into medicure and pedicure, and then we see how we can help you professionalize such business and make sure that you create something for yourself, and maybe ending up hiring your fellow peers. And I hope we'll also get more people to utilize these opportunities that simply requires you nothing but need you to give yourself out and to participate in all programmatic interventions that are there. So we work with different corporates, with different companies that are available, which comes through our door. Some we assist them in hiring, some we bring them on board to provide mentorship programs. And I think one of the conversations that I would really want to encourage corporates is that they need to make sure that they invest in a lot of young people, especially where they want to craft an ideal employee that they want to work with. And what we are simply saying is that we need to make sure that we are very intentional as corporates and as institutions to make sure that we invest and create budgets for different approaches, especially for issues such as graduate program, trainee program, so that we benefit these people, and also as an institution, we also benefit from having an ideal caliber of young talents that we want to capitalize on. And the other aspect is also to appreciate the issue of voluntarism, especially from a corporate perspective. I know this is a heated issue from our space in Botswana, where often at times we get a lot of young people to say companies shut doors on them to come and volunteer, even where they say we can simply cover our transport and also our food. Because at the end of the day, some of the job seekers are currently looking to enhance their CV to gain that much needed experience. So I think it's also good for companies to create a employment volunteer policy, which they can also include in their planning, so that they can also bring together this element of making sure that we augment the other already existing platform. And this other platforms or initiative, I'm talking for such initiatives such as the one being currently held by the government, such as the internship program, the GVS program, where we see quite a lot of young people having to go through the system. And we need also other actors to come on board to make sure that we reduce the number of youth unemployment which are there. But at the same time, we produce a well-rounded young employer, so that it can also contribute to efficiency of us as a country. And I believe this comes from all actors coming on board in terms of giving our contribution towards such. So in terms of such, my encouragement also is to reach out to say COVID has really disrupted how we do and make things to run out. If you look into where are the opportunities, jobs that are there, we know a lot of the young people, because they are the larger constituents of the population. Some of them who were running small businesses were the first to get their business closes. Some of them who were working for companies were the first to be laid off in these companies. So this means that a lot of young people even lost their jobs during the COVID era. And we know that when we also get into our media, we get a lot of shocking news that other companies might be retrenching, which means that there's still no uncertainty of the prospective job market for young people who are already toiling in the street in search for employment. But they present a great opportunity in this particular time to say, who will ever thought that today we'll having this conversation and also exploring these platforms to connect from wherever we are, to get rid of this classroom setup barrier, to utilize, to connect from people afar. So meaning that young people, because they possess a certain 21st century skills, we need to apply ourselves and make sure that we package ourselves, do our great portfolio to come on knocking into those to say, we have assessed yourself and we've seen the opportunity in the market where institutions and companies are transitioning into this period. I can offer the same solution to provide such services to you. And I want to say this also is in line with a lot of gig economy. Some can say remote work, to say you can actually do 6 to 7 gig or job or piece job from the comfort of your home. These cell phones that we carry, the laptops that we carry, are now proven to be our offices, where we can actually perform more than 2 to 3 tasks that are available. So for me, it's such an encouragement to say to young people and to corporates and to all government to say, let's also appreciate the skills and how COVID has disrupted the way we are doing things. And typical example where we've currently seen the hackathon that have been happening between the government of Botswana and the Botswana Digital Innovation Hub, where they are looking for young people to create smart solution to say, we want a team of 3 to 5 to come together, create a system that can assist maybe where people can register for online. So this presents an opportunity to say, we as young people, let's look around us and come together to say, look for your friend who has a marketing qualification, look for your friend who has an IT qualification, look for your friend who also has another qualification in product design. Then we can come together, create something, go to this institution, present our prototype, and get something out of it. And the same thing applies to the gig economy, to say a lot of opportunities also exist even beyond our borders, where now you can simply provide translation online, you can provide and also teaching English online. You can also consult for any other institution that's also looking for markets in Africa, Botswana, the region, to simply apply for yourself. So that's why I'm saying the phones that we carry, the laptops that we are carrying, are now more of our offices to help us execute such jobs and opportunities. And the other element that I really wanted, that I want to put out there is with the element of making sure that we capitalize on getting into different aspects of civic space. I know when we have our conversation, even when we graduate, we have our ideal workspace, we have our ideal corporates to look into. But coming from a civic society, I would like to say there's a lot of career development in civic space, especially looking into our NGO space, where now you can identify a problem as a graduate or as someone who want to enhance your skill and build a case or build your profile, to look within a gap within your community to say, if I look in community X and community Y, this is where I see a lot of gaps. Can I provide a solution? Is that as small as a movement to look into issues of climate change, to look into issues of leadership, to look into issues of health, and to say, I want to be a solution provider, and I can make sure that I create a movement that we address this. It can all start by you doing a cleaning up campaign. Find 1 or 2 people, start that campaign, and at the end of the day, you can rather do that as a movement that you do that monthly, or you can register an NGO that are looking into clean cities, and you see how you do that. The same applies to if you think that there's a lot of inequalities that are happening and you want to provide a solution. So the civic space has a lot of opportunity in one, you being an initiator, two, coming on board to provide such a solution or becoming one of people to be employed into that space. And I want to say a lot of NGOs are looking for professionals to help them look into their mandate. A point in case, we are currently planning for our 10-year anniversary, and I just realized through the planning system, through the planning phases, to say that we actually need more of the people than we have in the office to help us to do this in a professional setup. This means that you need an event planner. This means that you need somebody who to work on your IT. You need somebody to work on your graphics. You need someone to work on different aspects altogether. So this meaning that you look around yourself. We know all these institutions that are doing a lot of amazing work which are in the civic space. So we are simply saying, go to them, approach them, and sell yourself. Go to people and tell them what you can offer in terms of providing solutions. And this can be on a temporary basis to say, I'll only come to you, consult every Tuesday or Thursday, and if there's any work that you need me to do, I'll provide it. So this now provides you with an opportunity to do so. The other element and aspect that I would like to share, which it's also maybe when I dive slowly into our program that are upcoming and to talk about our anniversaries, that this year we are turning 10 years of existence as an organization. And yes, I know, thank you. I see a comment. Well done. Thank you, Mayor Semi. For us, we are simply saying, when we look back 10 years, we look into 2012, we want to take this opportunity to celebrate as an anniversary to us. And we'll be doing this through the gala dinner, where we want to bring 500 people under one roof to simply come and look in, reflect back and share on our success stories. Success stories meaning that we are happy to say we've built a movement that has over 500,000 people. Through this initiative, we managed to employ over 15,000 young people, where we train them, we link them with employers, we created even opportunities for them because of the radical approach where we link them with employers. And we'll be having different actors on board during this fateful night, this grateful night, where we want to share on success stories. We'll be having some of the beneficiaries to come and share. We'll be also sharing about our programs that we are currently have, such as the clubs that we have. We'll also be launching our new programs that we'll be unveiling for the next 10 years, so that people can know what we'll be tackling and we'll be focusing on. So this is a night for everyone to come and support, because the gala dinner is there to fundraise for us, because we want to support and train 10,000 young people on job readiness, and we want to link them with potential employers, as well as bring them together so that they can start the intervention and hire other young people. So an opportunity exists for corporates to come and support us, be sponsors and buy tickets. And tickets are cheap as 1.5 per individual for a table, 20,000 table of 10. And we also expect high government officials to join us, captains of the industry to be part of that conversation. And because we cannot shy away from saying it's a night for glitz and glamour and good music, where you can be able to join us. So 8 October is the date where we'll be coming together to join this great celebration and the gala dinner. For ticketing, you can always find the information in our Facebook page, Facebook group, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, as well as LinkedIn, so to connect and make sure that you can either be a sponsor, buy a table, or buy even tickets for anyone who are willing to attend but do not have such particular money. So part of the programs that we'll be launching, which we've already maybe started, is to say we also have another initiative with other supporters who are in the industry. I would like to mention Zeus in particular, where we are working with to give young people jobs in the gig space. To say we are looking into performing artists. We've already placed few people who were coming on board as event planners, as sales and marketing, as also shoe officers. We also have a different separate platform for that. Like I said, this evening I'll share different registration link for people to register. One for our general database, one for the database to enroll for our for people who want small short to long-term opportunities in the creative space. And this include project management, this include PR, sales, marketing, accounting, shoe officers. If you are of this particular skills, look out for the links that we'll be sharing this evening to make sure that we register and we can be able to place you in the upcoming activities that are around there, to make sure that you have an opportunity to do something and grow the experience that you can include into your CV. I think as I go towards my conclusion, is to just encourage a lot of young people to utilize this platform, to utilize this opportunity, to make sure that they leverage on having their one, volunteer experience, two, acquiring the leadership aspect of the essays that are often needed into this particular space. Point in case, I did my Mandela Washington Fellowship for 2019, and the essay required me to, one, possess a leadership skill, two, to possess a volunteering skill, and having to volunteer through the organization came in handy. And I always tell a lot of young people to say, if you don't have nothing to do, find a cause to believe in and a movement to do. There are a lot of activities, like I said, but you can utilize that those platform and opportunities to make sure that you usher yourself to do that. I'm also the recipient of the United Nations Volunteer Champion of the Year 2019 award. This also came in handy because for the past 10 years, I've been in the volunteering space, which allowed me to travel all the way to Nairobi to get my award. So this is also an opportunity to say, wherever you are, do something, and you'll never really know who is looking at you and recognizing the work that you do. I'm also the recipient of the NDI, National Democracy Institution 2019 also, where I did my week-long training in leadership in South Africa. I got the opportunity because I applied myself. I searched online, applied, have a strong essay, have a strong course, have a strong case to be picked as forth, and I gained the opportunity. The same thing, I am currently sitting as the board member for Botswana National Youth Council, where we got appointed by the minister. I would also like to say this also came as an opportunity to say I presented myself in youth issues so that I could be identified as exceptional young people doing amazing things in the country. So I'm sharing all these opportunities, not to brag, but to show us that when we apply ourselves and when we know where to look, we'll be able to get on board and utilize these available opportunities that comes with a lot of achievement for your personal capacity, your professional capacity, and as well as your any other aspiration that you want to bring in your country and in your community and in your region. So simply, I would encourage a lot of young people who will be watching this video and who will watch this video later to simply say, look into platforms such as this, initiatives such as this, look into creating a relationship and networking with people who are speakers in this platform. And one of the key things that I always encourage people is to utilize the power of networking. Make sure that even when you network, the greatest thing that you can do is that when you reach out to people who you believe you want to network with, people you want them to be your mentors, especially when you follow them through social media, simply have your case very strong from the beginning. Don't just inbox them, hi, how are you? From the beginning, just simply say, my name is Christian Seagateng. I've been following you for a particular time, and I like the kind of work that you do. I'm someone who would want to get into the same space, and I feel that you are the best person to assist me to explore more. So if you have time, can you please reserve it for me so that we can discuss it further? In that way, now you see, when I get into my inbox or my email or into my WhatsApp, I get interested to even read and get back. But you saying hi, how are you? Communicating in bits by bits can sometimes be a turn off for your potential mentor or potential somebody you want to network with. So these are some of the tips that I want to share with you so that you can identify yourself. And also key to it, maybe just because you are still in it, to say, identify somebody who can inspire you, who can be a mentor. And sometimes it doesn't need to be a physical mentor. It could be somebody you radiate love from, you radiate attraction from afar. This is somebody that every day when you wake up, you go through their WhatsApp status, they post inspirational messages, they share their journey, and this is something that you can tap in from wherever you are. Even when we wake up, we know there's that particular individual where we always are inspired by what they write. It becomes our morning doses, or it becomes our evening scriptures, as most of my friends like my evening scripture, because every evening I want to motivate them to say, this is the word from this particular book that we can utilize to say we are concluding the day and starting the day for tomorrow. So those are some of the things that you can employ. No man is an island. We I end this journey with tapping into different spaces that we do. And the other information that I want to share is that often at times we get people asking us, we want sample CV, we want sample interview questions. I can encourage everyone to say, when you get into our Facebook group, there is where it's written files, you can find all different documents about sample CV, different CV types that you can utilize to craft your own CV. You can find different interview questions that you can utilize to make sure that you write your application and you nail your interview very well. And the same applies to our Facebook page. When you go to videos, you will find amazing speakers of our previous encounters where we shared this different sessions that I was speaking about. So when you are in your own corner, take a notebook, listen to these videos, take notes, and make sure that you do references and you do follow-ups and you create your own work plan, because these issues of looking for scholarship, for looking for employment, it's an active thing. And that's why I always encourage people to be an active job seeker, to make sure that if you get into this week, what's your plan? Where are you going to drop your application? Which page are you going to follow? Which online course are you going to enroll for, so that you enhance your qualification while you are still seeking? So you need to have a plan also while you are still also job seeking. So these are the opportunities that are available to simply say, utilize them to your advantage, and we can make sure that together we win. So in terms of providing our contacts, as I conclude, because I'm just looking at time, is that one, if you are looking into making sure that you get, you want to connect with us, we are BW Jobs for Graduates, BW, a numeric number for graduates. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page. We have a Facebook group. We also are found in Twitter at BW Jobs for Grads, and we are also in LinkedIn BW Jobs for Graduates. We are also in Instagram BW Jobs for Graduates, where you can be able to follow us. And for me individually, you can follow me, Christian Seagateng, Facebook and LinkedIn, Twitter as well, and Instagram, Christopher Seagateng. So I'll be just waiting to see if there are any other questions that we need to address. But otherwise, I'm just wishing everyone a fruitful journey in terms of realizing their career development and realizing the vision of what they want to make out of their life. If we don't have any questions, you can always drop the question when watching this video, and I'll be able to come back and answer them in the comment section after this video. Anytime, don't feel to reach out, because the greatest thing to do in life is to reach out. We have nothing to lose by reaching out and connecting to amazing people and amazing opportunities. In my last parting words, I would like to thank the organizers of this conference for having me to be able to share my journey and to share the journey that I'm doing with other amazing young people through BW Jobs for Graduates, and I'm willing to support even further. Thank you so much.